Alright, we're back with Hearts of Iron 4, Millennium Dawn modded playthrough of North Korea. We are preparing for war. Finally. Now, are we going to go to war with Malaysia, who is now guaranteed by South Korea there, who's part of East. So if we declare war on South Korea, we're declaring war on Japan and Taiwan, or the Republic of China. So we do have to watch for that with any movements we're going to make. We also have to see if the Philippines has a similar deal that pops up. So that is something to watch for as we try and spread out here. If they do end up protecting this entire region, it's likely in our best interest to go for Vietnam or Cambodia to get ourselves a better foothold. We just need a source of rubber, effectively, is what it comes down to. But anyway, we're gonna get it going here. We need political power to do any of that. Period. That, or we need a ton of factories so that we can maintain trade and then somehow build up a stockpile of equipment that would be sufficient enough to outlast a blockade. Because we will get blockaded. There's too many different nations with navies. It's just not realistic for us to expect to be able to maintain trade. And it looks like we did get a ton of money. I'm going to pay down our debt. Like, Brunei was doing all right. And if you look logistically, we've addressed a lot of our material problems, but we still have problems with rubber. And then those get exponentially worse when we get more military factories. Those issues do. Power. How are we looking here? So we do have enough power. I'm comfortable expanding on this. So for now, see what we can do in Malaysia. Let's see. It doesn't look like we have the ability to do any kind of investment there. Cambodia. Cambodia is kind of iffy. Like, it's our one place we can invest in right now in the local region. I'm going to go ahead and give them nuclear power, though. That way, whoever takes them, if they don't have the fuel rod generation, they're kind of out of luck. The Karen stayed here. They'll take our money. Who is this? South Shan also will take our money. Myanmar. Y'all don't want monies? No dollar bills, huh? Right, well, we're gonna go ahead and drop some cash there. Alright, so that gives us basically doubled our international investments. It's good to work from. Good base. Yeah, so ideally I'd have enough political power I can justify war against the Philippines or Malaysia at the same time. And then just pick whichever one is not getting guaranteed currently by the South Koreans. Kind of spread the wealth around. Because right now, having this landing area allows us to do a naval invasion slowly, but it does allow us to. Definitely want anti-air going forward for our infantry. That's going to be very important. Very important. This 4.2 billion 7. So I do have enough. If I can get the political power, I could go ahead and bump our welfare system to max spending. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and keep getting more modern destroyers. 2005, one more up, and then I'll add the shipyard. Yeah, and how's our army? Like, can't click on the template. Wow, they have a pretty solid soft attack bonus. Honestly, this infantry is not the worst. We can actually work with as a base. I don't know if we have to continue selling weapons at this point, but I might just because once we get our military, I could use command power though for other things. So I'm probably not going to keep doing that right now. Do I have Marines in production? I do have one. So yeah, it's coming down to armored personnel carriers. What do we have available? I could also lower our population tax. It's almost obsolete now since our economy's recovered. Look how much money we're generating. And I'm surprised by how much the commercialized agriculture is actually making. We we will get new vehicle hulls soon too. That'll help us. Yeah, and I'm not gonna remove the power plant generation. Not until we finish every one of them. Because I'm gonna start the research for reducing our population's consumption of fuel. And that'll give us more fuel efficiency. So I can kind of reduce our reliance on traded oil. Another big problem we have. Because we've had, what, almost 20 years because of the transfer of power where I haven't been able to take the resource find that North Korea gets. Like, not being able to do this, I've missed out on what? I think it's every 6 months I was able to do this, so probably 40 raw materials, if you think about it that way. Which is really bad. Yeah, so I do. When does the bureaucratic drain fall off? August. The 1 month. Still bad. It's so terrible. We have 8 projects active. All right, we got Russian backdoor access, group health. Go ahead and keep bumping that. And make our infantry divisions that much harder to kill. Research wise, we are going to get some of our research bonus gains here shortly. And then we're missing healthcare cost reductions, a 3% research speed bonus, and then that one's 5. Yeah, so we need all of these now, even though we're only going to be short 3% research from that. And then I can go ahead and get the best rockets and satellites in the air. So we're still in 2025 land? Oh, I need to get the 2030s. Yeah, so we have the rocket itself. We don't have the satellite. Interesting. I've got to be aware of that. That could become a problem. I'm going to go ahead and stop training for all these units. They are maxed for what we can gain experience-wise, and I think we've got the doctrine as filled out as it can be without it, with it being broke. Let's check on vehicles. I think the Marines might be, yeah. Getting the Marines fixed up would help us out immensely. But we're still in a shortage. It's a good research speed bonus. I like to see that. All right, with 30 political power, I should be able to get the next tick of welfare state. And I'm going to go ahead and do that because I need the political power gain. And honestly, the pop. The pop is underrated right now. We're getting very close to running out of people for jobs. Yeah, so that was a huge boon to our political power gain. I had to pick it up. As we approach August, this is going to probably go up to 1.2, maybe 1.3. Hopefully more than that, but it just depends on stability. Yeah, so 1.22. I think our stability will keep rising as well. That'll be a benefit. And then on top of this, I can build forts and rail lines, get those actually built out. All of this is coming to fruition. It's just taking way too long. All right, I'm going to go ahead and bump this all the way. Yeah, so we do have a little leeway. 1.5 immediate change. This would cost another 700 million. I'm going to go ahead and do the foreign investment. I don't really want to go below $1 billion a week if I can avoid it. Kind of like the sweet spot, I think, for us. For growth, to monetary gain, to like getting our government set up. I could min-max it taking loans up to an increase in our interest rate. Like that is actually something I could do. But our return on investment is so terrible. It's tough to know if that would actually be beneficial or at what point too much debt. And it may be that the point is actually once we cap out the projects. So let me go ahead and see what I can build. Yeah, so let's get 300 million. Start investing just in a bunch of the small states. Yeah, so that seems fine. Right there is too much. You see the interest rate change. I 3 more projects I can put down, so I'm gonna go ahead with these. India wants investment. We'll let them have it. And then I can pay down the loan we've taken out. Yeah, so the modern hull is super important. And then I'm going to have these Marine units, divisions train. That did give us enough money. We can actually bump our universal health care. All right, so that's pretty much max political power. I am going to take another police state level. Just because it bumps our military combat stats. And it looks like it gives us another stability. But it is a loss of 20 political... Sorry. Of 0.2 political power. But it'll prevent agent effectiveness against us. And I think, is that all the spending for all the support structures of the government? It looks like it. So now we just have to worry about military spending with all our spare foreign investment. Honestly, I could go to volunteer service because it would boost our division attack. It makes our units more effective. Oh, I didn't realize that lowers your special forces capacity. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and lower those eventually. I think I have enough power, though. I can go ahead and get these justifications started. I'll start with the Philippines, though. I want to see if South Korea realigns who they're supporting. So we'll need probably 160 total political power. Not the craziest, but still not like a small amount. I have to take one of the three. Gotta be one of the three. Oh, we already do have the spy sets. Good thing I didn't make the rockets then. I wouldn't have been able to launch the spy sets I made. Oh, that's funny. All right, so we're gonna start the power plant one. Oh, I have got a ton of things done then. We'll get some other satellite industry up. 2035, we do have power plant and nuclear power plant bonuses that are good. But we want the research that we're missing. Definitely want that. And economic sim is officially coming to an end. Total war begins. Yeah, I don't think Vietnam is actually guaranteed by anyone. The only problem with Vietnam is you have to cross 2 bodies of water from our big ports. Let's see if I can readjust our navy, because that's going to be that'll be important. It's not the be all end all now because we have the airborne forces we've been working on. So let's go ahead and see if we can adjust these. I would think, what is this? Brunei something. Probably these two are going to be the home bases. Nampo will move. I think that's probably the other port. We'll move this one to Brunei. And the same thing. This one will go, though, to the other Bandahar. It looks like we have 4 more frigates. We'll add those as surface fleet. May change the symbol, though. The scouting. Yeah. Okay. So doesn't look like they auto move. That would be a nice function to have if you had your fleet readjust its positioning. I guess if they're on hold, they don't move. So let's go ahead and turn that off. Yay, naval changes. All right, so now we've got basically our own Pearl Harbor out here, but it's the North Korean version. And basically by 2030, we are done. I like that. That's pretty good timing. Considering what happened, I'm okay with it. This gives us better ATGM piercing. Definitely game. Or whatever advances we can earn there. Alright. Fuel cost is just going to be what it is. Is that a mosquito? Oh, God. Remove the region. Yeah, so this would give us access to the land here. I don't know what's going on with the radius is huge. Nice. Alright, can I set individual ships to strike versus maintain dominance? So I can move some of these off to strike missions. We have about 470 naval dominance worth of ships. If they're all on patrol. So 317 is going to be the sweet spot right now. And we'll let this build up. I guess it really doesn't matter if I go to war with Malaysia or the Philippines. I'm gonna need naval dominance stat for both of them in this area or region. So it had to happen anyway. And here we go with the economic growth cycle. That's just crazy, though, that it would take basically the entire Navy from the beginning to hold just one littoral zone. And that just makes you be like, you can cross a narrow passageway like sea. Can't even do anything in the deep ocean. It looks like they have Marines here, so that would be tough. That is actually kind of tough to take with airborne units. I think it'll be fine because we have a 4-to-1 ratio with our Marines. But without being able to set routes, I also don't like my odds. So it's Palawan. What do you mean no divisions? What? There we go. Oh, that's what it meant by no divisions. Got it. Get rid of that. So going to Borneo. Oh, is this where Borneo is? Or is this Borneo? I don't know. I actually have no idea. I've been watching like David Attenborough nature documentaries. That's the only reason I even know the name. Classics. Oh, we're out of time too. Let's check our stats. We'll see how we're doing. The Holy European Empire is destroying everyone. That's crazy. Looks like the Middle East federated too. We're just chilling back here by Cambodia. Economically. Territory wise, we haven't really changed. Oh, we did get a bump in our economic status though. That's cool. So industry wise, we are sitting at 65 civilian industry, so pretty good for us. Not very good for the global comparison, but doing okay. And then I'll pause it here, and yeah, you'll get to see how we're doing overall with equipment. Got a few surpluses, nothing to write home about. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll catch everyone on the next episode.